Every Sunday since the 27th of December 2020 and the ban on public Mass, the congregation of the Sacred Heart Church in Limerick have prayed the Rosary outside as Mass is being said inside. This was the scene on Easter Sunday as the congregation made their way in procession to its locked doors. The previous week, on Palm Sunday, the Gardaí arrived after they had been summoned by Councillor Eliza O'Donovan. Before they arrived, Councillor O'Donovan had put on a display of sectarian bigotry, walking amongst the congregation, filming them close up as they prayed and shouting at them to move. The week before that, the congregants had been subjected to more sectarian harassment from two women that live across the road as they shouted abuse and played loud music, attempting to disrupt the Rosary. These are the same women that Councillor O'Donovan claimed had been intimidated by congregants and by my filming. The Easter Sunday procession and prayers passed off without incident. No sign of Daddy's little harpies, no unhinged councillor racing about the place, and no Gardaí taking names. Divine Mercy Sunday was the same. You see, the congregants have come to an agreement with the Gardaí. If most of them are walking while praying, and others change their position outside the church and move about occasionally, and if they maintain social distancing, then it is not an illegal gathering. The local Gardaí clearly recognise that the Rosary is not a protest, that these people are asserting their freedom of religion, not protesting the state. The Gardaí also know that the congregants are willing to take the fine, that they are willing to get arrested rather than deny their faith. Also, it would not be in the interest of public order or keeping the peace to batten Christians off the street because they are praying. Now, I think it needs to be pointed out, especially for the twits on Twitter, that these people do not call themselves the Rosary Rebels. That is just a name I gave them. They call themselves the Congregation of the Sacred Heart Church. It also needs to be pointed out that they are in fact social distancing while praying. The congregation is made up of families, paired households and individuals, and they stay within their respective groups. Some people wear masks, but most do not, because masks are not mandatory outdoors. Nor do they block the footpath. They pray by the curb, by the railings, and at the steps of the church. The footpath is clear for pedestrians. It makes absolutely no sense to me that churches are locked for Mass and the faithful are prevented from receiving communion because of public health concerns, while at the same time people can crowd into supermarkets. It's much easier to adhere to the public health guidelines in a church than it is in a supermarket. Divine Mercy Sunday was a lovely day, peaceful and serene and without any controversy. Then just as I was parting ways, I was approached by a seemingly sorrowful and very contrite young woman.
It's not going to be like an aggressive thing, and you can film as well if you'd like.
Okay, who are you?
I'm the woman who had the speaker. I just wanted to have a little one-to-one with you for a moment. I'm not going to say anything bad about anyone or anything.
Okay, I don't mind what you say.
Okay, I just don't want to waste your time either. So
Okay.
If you're busy, feel free to talk.
Oh, yeah, I can talk to you.
Okay. I'll just wait for you to talk as well. I don't know why I have a thing about breathing on people when they walk past.
Okay.
So essentially I just came out because I wanted you to kind of I want to also ask you something and to kind of clear some ground with you and to explain why I overreacted, and sorry if I start crying, but I did overreact.
Overreaction is an understatement. She really did put on a shameful display of what I can only call sectarian bigotry, and now that it is online for the world to see, she naturally regrets her actions. Her stated reasons for her antisocial behaviour was that she was concerned that I had filmed her boobs, as apparently they had popped out while she was changing her top by the window, and that she lived in fear of COVID because of a death in her family. Now, I do have sympathy for her. I can understand why she would want to ask me to take the video down, and I was open to discussing how that could be facilitated. It was Divine Mercy Sunday after all. Unfortunately, she never got to ask me that something because her co-living housemate of a big sister interrupted and soon took over the conversation completely.
I'm guessing that you are recording. I just went,
Well, just in case that happens, that's all I was doing. And I'll be honest, I don't put everything up I record, and I didn't put up stuff, and I was hoping Alyssa would cop on, and I didn't put it up on her. And I had stuff on it for weeks, and I didn't until I had to. Until I felt I had to, because now I'm a target of anti-fascist people, and I'm not a fascist.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know enough about politics
Yeah.
to know what to say back.
And they're just putting stuff up the whole time. No,
Yeah.
I'll have to go after them now as well, because I know who they are. Runs them. Yes, I know who they are, and all will be revealed in due course. Anyway, according to the pink-haired woman, her little sister, that's the self-identified blue-haired woman with the speaker, is actually a teenager, and my filming of the Rosary and those that seek to disrupt it is some sort of elaborate cover for a peeping Tom activity and spying on residents. Know me? But, yeah.
You film people, you were walking past.
I watch out for people, and I particularly watch out for individuals that might cause trouble. So one individual, Alyssa, is another one. I know her while.
I think she's standing up for people.
Councillor Eliza O'Donovan is doing a great job making a holy show of herself, harassing Catholics as they pray. Her sectarian bigotry and hypocrisy is apparent for all to see, and that will be the subject of my next video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. You won't want to miss it.
And if you don't like the way that she's doing her job, you could run for council.
I have done.
And people didn't vote for it.
Yeah. And that's the way it goes. And that's not what it's about. All right, I'll see you. Yeah. That's not what it's about anyway. And okay, did you finish what I was saying to you? It's hard enough to try to listen to people mumbling through their masks, and it's impossible to reason with someone that just doesn't want to listen. I really couldn't get a word in edgeways with this woman. It doesn't matter that the evidence is there for all to see. She has her little fantasy story and she's sticking to it. That said, in the spirit of divine mercy, I'm still open to discussing the possibility of taking down that embarrassing video of their sectarian antics. If either of the two young women want to discuss it further, then all I ask is that they apologise to the congregation for their vile behaviour and give me an interview. I would like to know if they acted alone or if perhaps they were encouraged to try and disrupt the Rosary by one of their local councillors. I'll be there today as usual if anyone wants to talk to me. Well, that's all for now, but before I go I should let you know that I left some Easter eggs in the description. 2 bonus videos. One of the Rosary procession with the Marian hymn Regina Caeli, and the other is the almost completely unedited clip of my exchange with the 2 young women. Until the next time, be seeing you.